retro friends, thanks for following my channel, Mike the Retro Realtor. We're going to dive into the 80s today. With that intro you saw, we're going to talk about MTV. On August 1st, 1981, MTV launched, and boy did it. The first couple seconds was a rocket taking off, and you knew you were in for a ride. From 1981 until about the year 2000, MTV was everywhere. I was too young when it first started. I was only 6 years old. I'd like to say I saw the first music video played on it. Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, but I was a kid. I was too young. I was not watching it. In fact, it actually started out to very small audiences, but it did grow very quickly as cable grew across the United States in the early 80s. So for the first 6 years of MTV, it was nothing but music. Now there were VJs, video disc jockeys, who would talk about the song, tell you about the artist who's performing it, and basically give a little background, what album you can find it. And that was the first 6 years. That's about when I discovered it, around 1986, 87, 88, when I started really getting into music.
This is it. Welcome to MTV Music Television, the world's first 24-hour stereo video music channel. Now, just moments ago, all of the VJs and the crew here at MTV collectively hit our executive producer, Sue Steinberg, over the head with a bottle of champagne, and behold, a new concept is born. The best of TV combined with the best of radio. Your favorite tunes are never too far away anytime you tune in. I'm Mark Goodman, and I'll be here this time every weeknight with the latest concert information and music news.
MTV was in the background all the time at my house. It was just cool. It was the thing to watch. You would sit there for an hour waiting for a chance for your video to show up. If you were a Def Leppard fan, you would wait for an hour and a half for the video for Pour Some Sugar on Me to come on. Van Halen, when they came out with their new album, you were glued to the television because their new video would be in heavy rotation and you wanted to see it every time. They played everything. They didn't have a whole lot of music videos when the channel first started out, so they would play them a lot on repeat, but the artists were greatly encouraged to make music videos. I mean, how many radio stations equaled MTV in 1988? Hundreds? So everyone was making the music videos, and the production values were excellent. Sometimes it would just be footage of a concert, great, but sometimes it'd be a story, it'd be a mini movie. Sometimes the music video would have nothing to do with the actual song, but you didn't care, you liked it. And we loved it for the first 6 years, and we loved it for the next 10 after that, give or take. So what would happen, because MTV wasn't making a lot of money off the music videos, it did develop one hell of a following, but they had to bring in other things. They did a game show called Remote Control. It was music adjacent. It was all about pop culture, music, video games, movies, stuff like that. And it was a fun movie. I remember watching that around 1988, 89. They also would try to get people to watch certain genres of music. So they would have Yo MTV Rap starting in 1988, along with 120 minutes for alternative music and Headbangers Ball, my personal favorite. So they did a good job getting the music in front of people that wanted to see it. In 1984, they started doing the VMAs, and I still remember Madonna doing Like a Virgin. Look it up sometime. People were watching it, and I remember they would do their top 20 music videos every week. You know, what was the biggest songs of the week? And every year they do their top 100 videos. Aha, Take On Me, Always One, followed up by Michael Jackson's Thriller. Oh, that's fine, I liked it. The nice thing about MTV, you didn't have to watch every second of it. In the early 90s, they would start doing MTV News. We all remember who Kurt Loder is. He would give updates on concerts, happenings, even dipped into politics. They were innovative. They were just doing a lot of wild stuff. And they were kind of always chopping away at their music content, but they were bringing something that people really enjoyed. They basically created the reality TV genre with the real world. And I remember watching that. 7 Complete Strangers in an Apartment. It was a little over the top at times, but how do you cut out all the crap about, people getting upset about leaving the toilet seat up, stuff like that. They would try to make it a little more heated than it probably needed to be. I know if I was ever on that show, I'd probably be the most boring guy. By the mid-90s, they were starting to release some cartoons. Who doesn't remember Liquid Television and Beavis and Butthead? I mean, I still laugh at those shows. One day I think I'll buy the whole DVD set and just laugh my ass off because it was beyond stupid, but that was the cool thing about MTV. They actually spoke to Gen Xers. I was watching MTV basically from age 10 to age 20 pretty religiously. That's from 1985 to 1995. They really spoke to me. I mean, I loved the music. Of course, there were some duds. I mean, yeah, I'd walk up to get a snack when Debbie Gibson came on, but when Ozzy Osbourne came on, especially when he did the song with Lita Ford, hell yeah, I was watching that. I would stick around for that. And we just hang out and have it in the background. Every party had MTV in the background. If there's a music video that everyone loved, we'd crank it up. And bit by bit, they started selling themselves off to do the television stuff. That was fine. It was still meshing all the way through the 90s. I'd get home late at night, they're still playing music videos, and I'd sit there and watch music videos till I fall asleep with the TV timer on, and that was that. I enjoyed it. By the year 2000 is about when I dropped off. They were only doing about 2 hours of music a day. It was filled with TV shows. In all fairness, it wasn't too bad. I liked Pimp My Ride. I liked Cribs. Jackass was there. It was good for a cheap laugh. And then by the 2010s, I was fully out. I didn't really want to watch Jersey Shore or I'm 16 and Pregnant. That was not my bag. By 2010, 2010, I'm in my mid-30s. I'm too busy with kids, and I was just happier to go watch a DVD or something like that, or pick up the Nintendo. So I really kind of lost all interest in MTV. And the last time I checked on MTV was about a week ago. In kind of preparation, I would see reruns of Big Bang Theory. You can see Deadpool 2. So they're not even trying to be MTV. They gave up their branding about 5 or 6 years ago. In fact, when they actually had their 40th anniversary, there was no music videos. There was no documentaries. They kind of just hung up, and now it's just a warehouse for reruns. And I'm not blaming the people at MTV, because right around 2008, YouTube came around. And thank you for being here. But in 2008, you're not going to wait an hour, hour and a half to watch a music video when you can just click a button. I want to watch the new video by anyone. It's right there. It doesn't matter. You just click it in. Hell, in fact, when I started my channel, I got my first couple hundred subscribers, and my first couple hundred videos were just music videos that I took from the artist, and I was kind of mini MTV. And that did work for me, but again, no one's going to wait 2 hours to watch a video they really want to see. So technology went against it. The culture kind of went against it. Gen Xers got old. You know, we got jobs. We started cutting our hair. I don't know. We kind of lost interest. I mean, the cringe stuff, I guess it's still there. I've seen the Jackass movies. I get a chuckle out of that, but it's not the same. And I know we always look back at the past with rose-tinted glasses, and you just really can't do it anymore. Was it awesome to see the VJs talking about the videos, all the promos with the artists throughout the show? I mean, all of a sudden you'd be sitting there watching, and David Bowie screaming that he wants his MTV. Madonna would do the same thing. Van Halen, those guys, they were everywhere. I wish I could express how big of a thing MTV was from the mid-'80s through about 2000. They would tell you when a new video is coming up. It was pop culture. MTV was the forefront of style, politics to a degree, comedy. I mean, they had some funny stuff out there, and they did some cutting-edge stuff. Obviously, the cartoons were cool. Inventing reality TV, that was very cool. It's kind of a shame that there's really next to nothing left. I don't even think they call it MTV anymore. I mean, they do, but you're not going to see the dancing M with little TV on it anymore. That's all gone. I mean, I kind of get it. I know I touched on this with YouTube. It's one of those things that we all love. I know they tried to do a pure music channel, MTV2, and it flopped. I know artists are still making music videos, but again, as a Gen Xer, I haven't been excited about a new music video, and I couldn't even tell you how long. If I happen to be walking in a room and I saw MTV playing, and they happen to be playing a video from Queensrÿche, hell yeah, I'm going to sit down and watch it. But that doesn't happen anymore. It's like we're all getting nostalgia for going to a Kmart. Yeah, it'd be kind of cool to walk through a Kmart again, but it's just not going to happen. That being said, I don't mean to end on a downer, but I'm just saying the world does move forward, and sometimes old business models just don't make it. If you do still want to watch MTV videos, I have a weekday list of nearly 1,000 videos I picked out. Just watch them. If there's anything you like, I probably have it. I mean, I went crazy for a while. The first year I was just downloading. So a lot of cool music videos there if you're interested. Otherwise, keep it retro. Thanks for hanging out.